relationship was a blessing, everything was going good. Turned out to be a curse, and it turned out to actually be a voodoo curse. Before I found it, I'd never seen it, so you're as good as judge as I am on what that is.
Jennifer thought Roger was a cool, handsome guy with a great personality when they were introduced by a family member 5.5 years ago. 6 months later, they moved in together. But now, she says the great guy she first met no longer exists, and she's not sure where he went.
Seemed to be finding that we were sending pictures of our nether regions to other individuals.
Why is that enjoyable for you?
Our sex life isn't all that great.
You can get pictures without sending pictures is my point. I could look online any moment and look up vagina, breast, ass, right there. You don't have to speak to nobody.
Can Jennifer and Roger find the love they once had, or is it time for them to go their separate ways?
I cut his freaking hair off. He woke up looking like a Chucky doll.
Today, on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Jennifer Broliar and Roger Peller. The two of you have been living together for the last 5.5 years. You both have children from previous relationships, but you do not have any together. You want to end your relationship here today. Therefore, and you have some financial issues that you need me to resolve. And I will get to that momentarily, but before we do, Ms. Broliar, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're seeking to end it here today?
Well, everything was all good and wonderful in the beginning of our relationship and for the past years. And we recently moved. When we moved, I thought it was going to be a blessing. My relationship was a blessing. Everything was going good. Turned out to be a curse, and it turned out to actually be a voodoo curse. I found this behind my doll. I have a hearing problem, and I have
What is that?
It looks to be a voodoo doll to me, is what it certainly looks like. So before I found it, I'd never seen it. So you're as good as judge as I am on what that is. But it appears to be a voodoo doll to me.
Do you think, is it Mr. Peller's?
Well,
No,
I found it
it's not.
behind.
Well, let's just ask him. Mr. Peller,
Well,
do you know what it is?
I don't even know what it is, Your Honor. I don't.
Never seen it before.
I don't practice voodoo. I'm not some
So you don't know anything about that?
I don't. Like I said, we got kids, the dogs, sometimes find stuff.
Well, why do you think he's doing
Because
voodoo?
he watches the dog whisperer 24 hours a day, is whispering things literally into my service dog's ear, pointing at me. My dog will not come to me. We could both walk in the room at the same time. My dog will automatically go to him.
Because
He
I bring
doesn't
it
say
treats all the
anything.
time.
He doesn't do anything. My dog won't come to me. My dog doesn't want to get on my lap. I try to pick my dog up sometimes. If it's near him, it'll try to literally bite me, okay?
Well, Mrs. Broliar, it's not his fault the dog likes him better than you.
Well, it's just a little odd that this was behind my dog's house and he's sitting there telling my dog things.
So, Mrs. Broliar,
where else did it just come from is my point. Where did it just pop into my house at?
You think that this man went out, got a voodoo doll, put a voodoo curse on your dog so your dog wouldn't like you?
To be honest, I believe he
what I
made it
said.
himself. I don't believe he went out and got it.
I don't even know what to ask you, it's just,
that's what I'm
it is
saying,
just
Your
so
Honor.
out there. Other than the voodoo doll and the dog, what seems to be your problem with Mr. Peller?
Well, arguing over the dog and whatnot was where it had started at. And then, after a few arguments of that, seemed to be finding that we were sending pictures of our nether regions to other individuals and conversating back and forth. And I myself set up a dating profile, and I myself put different pictures on it. And sure enough, we talked back to me.
Mr. Peller, what were you doing on the dating websites?
Well, it wasn't actually like a dating website. It was like, and it's not
like
like I was
chatting is what it
chatting,
was.
and the lady was from another state that I was initially talking to before I was.
Well,
talking
she
to her.
was really in the house, but you thought she was from another state.
Well,
And can I say my profile says I was from the same town he was?
no,
Now, Mr. Peller, what were you doing messing with some other woman, no matter where she was?
I wasn't trying to have any like.
He told me he was just trying to get pictures.
Ms. Broliar,
is what he told
maybe
me.
part of his problem is he can't talk to you because you never shut up.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. You see,
Let's put that out there.
That's
Mr.
where I'm
Peller,
coming from.
talk to me.
Well, Your Honor, I was just trying to trade pictures online, you know.
Why is that enjoyable for you?
I just feel like our love life together, sex life isn't all that great because like she nags so much, you know, and she's jealous.
Yeah, but how
just,
does taking that picture and emailing it to somebody else or texting it or whatever it is you do, how does that, what does that do? Well, maybe I shouldn't ask.
Well, it's
He
the
says it's just to
exchange
get
of
pictures.
you know, like mutual exchange or whatever.
So you
it's
like the picture you get back. That's what you're doing.
But you can
Yeah,
get pictures
well.
without sending pictures, is my point. I could look online any moment and look up vagina, breast, ass, right there. You don't have to speak to nobody.
Yeah, but, okay, that
Kind of
that
got the
could be
urge
fake,
to go,
though.
you know what I
So
mean?
that could be Photoshopped, man.
Look at her leave. Mr. Peller, why don't you tell me this? She did one particularly odd thing to you when she got angry that had to do with
Yeah.
your hair. Could you
Well-
tell me that story, please?
Well, Your Honor, it started out with she's jealous, you know, always accusing me of cheating and everything, which up until recently I haven't really been online or nothing.
She did something weird to you, and I want to know what it was.
I cut his freaking hair off, is
Well,
what I did.
That was after I threw a ring in the ocean, Your Honor.
He thought he was Mr. Don Juan Julio flipping his hair around and gonna be in underwear television commercials, and he was just Mr. Sexy. And I happen to read online that some people that do voodoo happen to believe they have strength in their hair. And I knew that he threw something of mine that was treasured to me away, so I figured what's treasured to him was his hair. So you're right, I cut it off when he was sleeping.
Yeah, literally.
He woke up looking like a Chucky doll.
When divorce court continues, will Roger admit to sabotaging Jennifer's business?
I have a business, Your Honor. I do pictograph shirts. One of them says I heart, and number 2 a B, and then a piece of toast and the word Ed. I love to be toasted, you know? He changed it to I love and a picture of somebody's private part.
Have you been living together for years but found that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Jennifer Broliar, who wants to dissolve her 5.5-year union with her boyfriend because she believes he put a voodoo curse on her and her dog. But is he cursed with an addiction problem?
So pot is cure for an annoying spouse.
It's a cure for a lot of things. I recommend it. Literally, I try and spend most of my time out and about, not at home, because I can't, you know, it's too stressful for me, man. I obtained a 215, I'm sure you know what that is, and literally...
He just wants to smoke all day. He just wants to sit at home
If I
and do
didn't have
nothing every time my kids are home and smoke.
You obtained a 215 as licensed to smoke pot?
Yes, ma'am, and I didn't smoke that much at first, but since she's been more complaining and more jealous and like she's always nagging about like the voodoo thing, she don't let that go. That's why the ring ended up in the ocean, Your Honor.
Am
And
I
then
supposed to let it go?
What were they
Someone trying
doing?
to do voodoo?
They were prescribing you pot for anxiety?
For anxiety, and I have some injuries from a car accident. And but also I've noticed that every day I get up, I smoke 2 joints because it helps with my nerves before she gets up. I can deal with her.
So pot is cure for an annoying spouse.
It's a cure for a lot of things. I tell you that right now. I recommend it. Yes, ma'am.
This gets up. Half the country's gonna light up. Because
I'm just saying, if you're annoyed and
woo!
stressed out, man, you just need to smoke 2 and you're good.
He just wants to sit around literally all day and smoke.
You say Mr.
Not all
Peller
day, no.
humiliates you. Explain that to me.
I have a business, Your Honor. I do tie-dyes for a living, and I make accessories.
Okay.
He has literally mashed together my colors so they've came out wrong. He's literally
No.
So he's ruined your tie-dye.
I do pictograph shirts, which is pictures that you read. Like one of them says I heart, and number 2 a B, and then a piece of toast and the word Ed. I love to be toasted. He changed it to I love and a picture of somebody's private part. And I was supposed to be giving this to a client of mine. Thankfully, it's a friend of mine, and thankfully she had a sense of humor and said, well, I like that too, and laughed about it. But
I did that kind of as a joke, but you know, it's
it was,
not
he's admitted more than once to me that he's done it.
no,
okay?
the one time was when the dogs knocked over that container, so that was not.
Okay, let's switch gears for a moment here. Do you think she's lazy? Is she
Yeah, very
failing to do
lazy.
her wifely duties?
I feel so, yes, Your Honor. Like I said, you know, she does her tie-dyes and stuff at home, but that's not a 24/7 job, you know. And
Do you have a job?
I'm a mobile mechanic.
Oh, so you work
Yes.
consistently?
I
Is
try
that
and-
true?
I try and-
Yes, that's why he calls me lazy, because he leaves during the day. And just because I sit at home and do what I'm doing for work and watch divorce court happens to mean that I'm lazy because I'm watching a television show while I'm doing my work at home. That makes
You know,
me
a little
lazy.
divorce court never
Yeah,
hurt
but
anybody. I'm just saying.
It gets annoying.
If you got a free half hour, it's a fine way to spend your time.
Well, it gets annoying when she's texting me every 5 minutes when I'm trying to work on a car, you know, putting in a transmission or something, and she's texting me 1,200 times in 5 minutes asking where am I at and what am I doing. I can't reply back when I got a transmission. You know, I'm trying to get it up in there.
Well, no.
Are you
ridiculous.
blowing up the man's phone when he's not at home?
Yes.
No, I do not blow up his
I'm bull
phone when
crap.
I'm at home. I will text him and I will say, hey, what are you doing? You coming home? I don't get an answer, say 30, 40 minutes.
No.
Yeah, I text again and say, hey, did you get that text? Where are you at? What are you doing? Do you have respect to answer me? You don't want to get 60 text messages. Text back.
If my husband
She's
texted
crazy.
me at 9 o'clock this morning, he still wouldn't have an answer by 5 o'clock this evening because I'm working.
And I can understand that in
I
your
can't-
profession, but not in the profession.
You don't think that up
If you can
with the
smoke a joint every 5 minutes when you're fixing a car, then you can certainly text every 5 minutes while you're smoking the joint, okay?
Not every 5 minutes. Maybe every once in a while, but not that often, Your Honor.
You take a break, you could text.
No. Well, you know.
Not that
He's the
I'm
international
hey,
man
hey,
mystery.
hey, not that I'm a proponent, but I see your point.
Exactly. No, that's why I have
I'm
to
just
stay
gonna say.
meditated. That's why I have to stay meditated.
I know
man.
why you're taking a drag every once in a while.
When divorce court continues, is Roger responsible for turning Jennifer's own service dog against her?
It's a registered service dog to my name. The dog doesn't like me. How is it going to be my service dog when it doesn't like me and won't come near me?
Do you think Jennifer's temper is out of control? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Roger Peller, who says his girlfriend's constant nagging has forced him to smoke marijuana. But is his temper the real reason this relationship is going down?
He threw my family heirloom into the ocean. I can't get it back.
When I'm making the bed sometimes, you know, help out around the house and stuff, or even when she's making it, the bed's got to be freaking perfect. It's got to have the tag, you know, in the bottom right corner, you know.
I don't want my blanket feet area ever to come in contact with my blanket face area. I'm not okay with that, whether I just took a shower or not. I'm not trying to smell what my foot or my leg was on. I keep what I keep up here by my head, and that stays down there by my feet. If you're sleeping with it by your feet, why do you want that up by your face? It doesn't make sense to me.
Mr. Peller, can I ask you a question?
It's like saying let's wear our underwear on our head.
Informational purposes only.
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't you see this when you met her?
No, actually, it was not like this at all, Your Honor. And honestly, I think it stems from when we split up a little while after we got together. I went back with an ex for a while, and then we got back
And then she
together.
came back loopy? What happened?
I think she's, you know, jealous from that situation and thinks that, you know, have been cheating on her, which I haven't. You know, I've even tried to prove to her that I haven't been by deleting all my social network accounts, you know.
Like you can't make up more under another email.
Yeah, but literally, I
Ms.
do
Burley,
not.
wouldn't you say you're a little over the top? Just a little bit.
What I say is if you act like a 2-year-old, you get treated like a 2-year-old. If you act stupid, you get treated stupid. if you're acting like you're cheating, you're probably gonna get accused of cheating.
But I'm not, and I don't really act
Then
like
why
it. Just,
would you be talking to?
that was up until recently. Just because I'm always gone working all the time, and you act like, you know, I'm out there doing something wrong. I try and be real with you, you know. But it's just pointless. You always are nagging and running your mouth. I can't deal with it, man.
What made you decide that you no longer want to live with Mr. Peller?
That he threw my family heirloom into the ocean. I can't get it back. His hair can grow back. For that matter of fact, I can buy him some Rogaine, okay? It'll be back in freaking a year.
Do you have a picture of your ring?
Not on me, you guys.
Okay, there it is. You are asking $3,000 for the heirloom, and you're asking $400 for the cost of the dog. You believe there's a dog. What's the name of the dog?
Lita.
Lita. Now, you claim that he threw your ring in the ocean.
Yes,
Not
ma'am,
I claim, he admits it. He did
Okay.
it.
And what happened to Lita? Why is she ruined?
Because it's supposed to be my service dog, is what it's supposed to be. My service dog. It's a registered service dog to my name. The dog doesn't like me. How is it going to be my service dog when it doesn't like me and won't come near
So
me?
he's supposed to help you because you have hearing issues. Is that what the service dog?
Yeah, she's a medical alert dog.
I don't know what to say about that one, Your Honor.
Okay.
When divorce court continues, will Roger own up to Jennifer's accusations?
Mr. Peller, what I'm going to ask you is, do you admit to throwing that ring in the ocean? Do you think Jennifer's temper is out of control? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
Divorce court returns with the case of Jennifer Broliar and Roger Peller, who are dissolving their relationship after living together for 5.5 years.
Mr. Peller, what I'm going to ask you is, A, do you admit to throwing that ring in the ocean?
Yes, ma'am, I do, and I regret it. I went back and looked for it, but that's the ocean, and
Hey,
I'm never gonna find it.
he says he's going to go look for it for hours during the day.
And
Do you deny the value of the ring? She sets that value at $3,000. Do you believe that in fact it is a real diamond?
Yeah, it's 1920s.
I know it's real because I got it
Filigree.
from her mother and her grandma. It was like a family heirloom.
Well, it's supposed
That's
to be
why
given
I feel
to
bad
me.
about
Let's say
throwing it in
that.
the ocean. And like I said, I know I'm never going to find it, but I went back and looked for it, and I know it was wrong, but you know,
Were you high at the time?
He disappears for
I
hours
think that's
saying
the
he's
crime. I was
looking for
not
it.
because I was so stressed out.
That
because she
sounds like
wouldn't-
a good idea when you're high.
No,
Hey, let's
and
go look
let me
for
say something.
look in the ocean for the ring. Do you agree that that was in fact a service, that Lita is a service dog?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Have you conducted yourself in a manner that the dog is no longer able to do its job?
Like she says, the voodoo thing, that is not me, Your Honor. I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of why her ring ended up there because she
I got
wouldn't
it. I got
give
it.
me
I got
none
it.
about
I got it.
and it's too stressful.
Mr. Peller, I'd stop getting high if I were you, or at least cut down. You need to kind of be in control of your environment and what's going on, and I don't think that's helping you.
Come out of the cloud.
Miss Brolier. Now, having said that, I see why he smokes.
Exactly. And to deal
You
with
are
her-
nonstop. You are constant. You got all these wild theories about voodoo on the dog and cutting the guy's hair. Hang on, cutting the guy's hair off. It's bizarre. It's constant. It's over the top. I mean, you got to give the guy a break. Having said that, I will say this: he's admitted to chucking an heirloom. $3,000 sounds more than reasonable to me. You cannot cost people things by doing an act of destruction. You can't do that. Now, as for the dog, take it back to the people who trained it, get it retrained.
Take it back.
What?
I've already asked and called the place that she went through dog training, and they
Well,
won't take it
you know,
back.
I don't think he did voodoo on the dog. I don't know if the dog just doesn't like you. I don't know what's going on in the house. I mean, he might be just scared of you. I'm scared of you, and I'm all the way over here. So I don't know what your problem is. All I know is I can't accuse him of it because I don't know what happened. So we will just have to leave it at $3,000 in favor of Mrs. Broliard. It is so ordered.
Can I have my hair back?
Yeah, give the man his hair
Thank
back.
you.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Jennifer says since the show, she has packed her bags and is moving to her mom's. At the moment, since they are living under the same roof, they are arguing every day and trying to avoid each other as much as possible. The relationship is over. That's all there is to say.